So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing AFC Wimbledon versus Bradford City, and then the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 13 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your start 11 be as well? Obviously, we had a good win on Tuesday night in the Papa John's Trophy against Grimsby Town. There's a lot of food for thought. Should some of them players be coming back into contention for this one? Lots of competition really for places now for Kevin McDonald. Obviously, no manager has been announced. I don't think there will until at least next week. And it'll be interesting to see how we do line up. Me personally, I'm not sure if we should make any changes. While there were some good performances on Tuesday night, I think we played really well against Swindon, and it's nice to see some attacking, positive football. And I know we were playing against another team who didn't want to sit in and park the bus, and they came and also tried to play their way. But it was nice to watch some attacking football because we haven't seen much of that so far over the last couple of years, really. But make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. Starting out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table. My team Bradford City, we currently sit 14th in the table. After 12 games, we've got 4 wins, 4 draws and 4 defeats, scoring 13 goals and conceding at 14, which leaves us on a -1 goal difference and 16 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a win, a loss, a win and a draw. Them last couple of matches have then been a 2-1 win away at Grimsby on Tuesday night. Emmanuel Sidibe getting sent off in that one, but that only counts towards Football League trophy matches, and I think we're also appealing that one, so it doesn't really matter all too much. We also had a 1-0 win at home to Swindon, a 2-1 defeat away at Tranmere, a 3-1 defeat at home to Walsall, a 2-0 defeat at home to Middlesbrough in the third round of the AFL Cup, a 4-1 win away at Newport, and a 1-1 draw at home to Harrogate Town. If we compare that then to AFC Wimbledon, they currently sit 4th in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 12 games, they've got 5 wins, 6 draws, only 1 defeat. They've got the second least amount of defeats in the whole league. Only Mansfield have got less, with obviously 0. They've scored 20 goals and only conceded 10, which leaves them on a positive 10 goal difference, the joint best in the league with Stockport County, and 21 points. The last couple of matches have been a draw, a win and a draw. Them last couple of matches then been a 0-0 draw away at Mansfield Town. Certainly not an easy place to go, so to get a clean sheet there, as Bradford City well know, it's not a bad result. They had a 1-0 win away at Harrogate, a 4-1 win at home to Tranmere, a 3-1 win away at Walsall, and a 2-2 draw at home to Crewe Alexandra. Now, I'm not going to say their games this season have been the easiest, but you look at the teams that they've played, only really Wrexham, teams that I think are really going to be challenging this season for me. They lost to Stockport. They obviously drew that game with Wrexham. They had a draw against Grimsby so far this season. So while they have had a good start to the season, obviously the draw against Mansfield isn't bad, but the teams that you'd expect to be up there, they've either struggled against or haven't really played many of them so far. So while on paper it looks like a good start, they will obviously have a tough run coming up very soon. I mean, if you look at November, they've got Notts County and Gillingham, and then into December they've got Swindon, Salford. They've got some really tough games coming up, so it'd be interesting to see how they get on over the next 10 matches or so. But now we're going to get into the team, though, that I would go with if I was Kevin McDonald. So I think at the moment we are pretty set with the 4-2-3-1 formation, so I have no reason to change it, if I am being honest. In goal then, I've gone with Harry Lewis. Obviously, his Bradford City consecutive game streak came to an end on Tuesday night. I think he played 70 or 71 games, and Tuesday was the first game that he hasn't played for Bradford City since he signed for the football club. 38-year-old goalkeeper coach Colin Doyle made an appearance on Tuesday night, but Harry Lewis has had some good games, had some really bad games so far this season. You don't really know what you're going to get with Harry Lewis, unfortunately. Last season away at AFC Wimbledon, he made a couple of good saves, so fingers crossed he can carry that on into this match. We kept a clean sheet there last season on Dara Costello's debut, but Harry Lewis for me should obviously stay in between the sticks, although Colin Doyle wasn't too bad to be fair on Tuesday night. Into the back four then, at right back I've gone with Brad Halliday. He probably played a little bit more on Tuesday night than what everyone really planned. He came on after about 27 minutes, something like that, for Daniel Ugoki, who picked up, I think it was some sort of a thigh injury, and was again absolutely outstanding. He's the best right back in the entire division. He's absolutely outstanding. His quality, everything about him is just superb. He's comfortably been our player of the season so far, consistently, and 7 minimum, most weeks though, an 8 out of 10. Absolutely incredible, so he has to stay in this side. Into the two centre-backs then, firstly I've gone with Matty Platt. Now, he hasn't been the greatest so so far this season, he has made a number of mistakes which have unfortunately led to goals. His passing at times is quite shaky, and I think Ash Taylor and Kieran Kelly had a pretty decent display on Tuesday night. If I'm being honest, I think Ash Taylor looked like a competent defender, which is not something we've seen really much of him. So we've not seen much from him so far this season. But Platt, for me, I still think he is better than the options that I have just mentioned, so I'd stick with him. Partnered with, obviously, Sam Stubbs. Sam Stubbs in a back four is one of the best centre-halves in the entire division. He's absolutely outstanding, incredible. Nothing can really be said to criticise Sam Stubbs apart from potentially a little bit of a lack of pace, but because he's so experienced and he's got such a good footballing brain, he knows how to get around that 99% of the time, and he's just absolutely fantastic. I think players like Stubbs, Halliday, we need to be tying down to longer term contracts because they're both out of contracts at the end of the summer, and if we're still in League Two, I don't think they will be next season. And at left back, this one might surprise a few people. I've stuck with Liam Rideout. Now, Lewis Richards obviously came back in for the first time since his injury on Tuesday and failed to impress, definitely at fault for Grimsby's goal. And Rideout, while he hasn't been great, he's not been bad, and he's got a few assists so far, has Liam Rideout, and he hasn't looked too bad. Like what I say, yes, he's not the greatest in the world, and I think over time Richards will come back into the fold, but he didn't take his chance on Tuesday night. Rideout hasn't been too bad in the games that he has played, so I'm sticking with him in my left back position. Into the two holding midfielders then, not many of them available at the moment, but firstly I've gone with Richie Smallwood. He's looked like a man reborn since Mike Hughes departed the football club. He looked absolutely outstanding against Swindon. Another very solid performance on Tuesday night as well against Grimsby, and I think he's back to enjoying his football again, and we've not seen this side of Richie Smallwood really since he had joined the football club, but I've been really impressed with what I've seen from him over the last two matches, so he absolutely has to stay in the side, and I would stick with him being the captain as well. And partnering him, I've gone with Alex Gilead, with Osadibe being much more of an attacking midfielder. Kevin McDonald is unlikely to pick himself for a league match. Gilead, for me, has to stay in the team. I thought he had a really impressive performance last week against Swindon Town. His energy and legs, as always, were absolutely brilliant. Defensively, putting in some really big, solid tackles at times, and he just impressed me quite a lot. He wasn't a 9 or a 10 last week, but he was a solid 7, maybe a 7.5. But Gilead is a solid central midfield option at this level, and I think especially away from home, you certainly need his legs in there. Into the front three then, behind the striker. On the right wing, I've stuck with Bobby Poynton. Why on earth was Mike Hughes not playing this man? If Bobby Poynton was still playing under Mike Hughes, there's a high likelihood Mike Hughes would probably still potentially be in a job. Why on earth he was dropped, I'll never know. Absolutely incredible, outstanding. He's got his first goal for the club last Saturday against Swindon and played really well in that match as well. It's all well and good scoring a goal, but actually playing well on top of that is massive for him. And he also played pretty well on Tuesday night against Grimsby Town as well, so I'll stick with him on at that right wing. In that number 10 role then, I've gone with Jamie Walker. Obviously, you could go with Emmanuel Osadibe, potentially just coming off the back of a goal, but I thought apart from his goal, which was a really good goal, he was quite poor overall. Walker, I just think he's a bit more consistent for me, and I think Osadibe is a better option off the bench than Jamie Walker, and I like to see him get another opportunity in this one. And on the left wing, I've gone with Adam Wilson. In the games that he's played so far, he's looked bright, promising, and I know he's more of a right winger, but I think he does better on the left compared to what Bobby Poynton probably would do. Really impressed with Wilson so far. Obviously, Tulloch is back available for selection after being ill for the last couple of matches, but Wilson, for me, deserves to stay in this side, so I've stuck with him on that left wing. And leading the line, I have obviously gone with Andy Cook. He's our top goal scorer. What is he on? 5-6 goals now so far. I think it's 5 in total. Could have had a hat-trick, maybe 4 goals against Swindon last week. He did have an off day in front of goal, so fingers crossed he can put that to one side, put that behind him, and get back to scoring goals, because last season pretty much everything that he touched turned into gold, apart from maybe 2 games, Carlisle away and Crawley away. Apart from that, pretty much every shot that he had went somewhere near the goal, and normally didn't result in a goal. And unfortunately this season it hasn't quite turned out like that. He still scored 5, which is not a bad return, but he's nowhere near the top goal scorers in the league at the moment. On the bench then for me, that'd leave Colin Doyle, Ash Taylor, who like I say I thought would played pretty well on Tuesday night, Lewis Richards, Freddie Jeffries made his first senior appearance for the football club on Tuesday, and we've got a lack of central midfield options, so why not put him on the bench? It's all well and good being able to put someone like McDonald on the bench, but he needs to focus on his managing. We need a holding midfield option, and he looked really good. I was really impressed with what I saw from him in that last 10 minutes. Now, you don't want to have too many young academy players or academy graduates on the pitch just for the sake of it, but I feel like players like Poynton have definitely earned it. Jeffries looked good and promising on Tuesday night, so I like to see him potentially make the bench as well. Also on the bench for me would be Emmanuel Osadibe, Rayhan Tulloch, and Tyler Smith, who I thought had a pretty poor game on Tuesday night, if I'm being honest. The players currently unavailable then are Daniel Oyegoke. There was going to be a late call made on Oyegoke. for me personally, if you're not sure the touch and go, give someone else an opportunity. Leave him out for this one, and he's not going to be the biggest of misses. Jonathan Tompkinson is currently away on international duty. Alex Patterson is a few weeks away. Clark Ador's situation is currently unclear. Harry Chapman, this game is probably too soon for him, but maybe next week. I think we'll play Wrexham next week. He could potentially be involved in that one, and Verdane Oliver is still unfortunately a few weeks away, which means the players missing out through selection will be Heath Richardson, Harvey Rowe, Kieran Kelly, Dylan Yumby and Chisholm Mafoka, and obviously Kevin McDonald and Matt Derbyshire are currently part of the coaching staff as well. Now let's get into my Game Week 13 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with the early kickoff between Notts County and Mansfield Town, I'm going to go with a high scoring 3-3 draw in that one. Both sides score a lot of goals, but defensively, especially Notts County, have looked pretty weak so far this season, so I think it'll be high scoring. I'm going to go with a 3-3 thriller in that one. AFC Wimbledon versus Bradford City, I think finishes in a 1-1 draw. Crewe Alexandra versus Tranmere Rovers, I think finishes in a 3-1 home win for Crewe. Doncaster Rovers versus Sutton United, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for Sutton. Forest Green Rovers versus Colchester United, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for Col-U. Grimsby Town versus Accrington Stanley, I think finishes in a 2-1 away win for Stanley. Harrogate Town versus Stockport County, I think finishes in a 3-0 away win for County. MK Dons versus Barrow AFC, I think finishes in a Desmond 2-2 draw. Morecambe FC versus Crawley Town has been postponed due to international call-ups. Swindon Town versus Newport County, I think finishes in a 2-0 home win for the Robins. Walsall FC versus Gillingham FC, I think finishes in a 2-0 away win for the Gills. And finally, Wrexham AFC versus Salford City, I think finishes in a high-scoring 4-3 home win for the Welsh outfit. But I am going to leave it there for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could join 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your score prediction for this match and what would your start 11 be as well. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another one. Peace.